Time now for our royal masterminds, Lady Colin Campbell and Phil Dampier. And the attention-seeking Sussexes still haven't confirmed if they'll be attending the King's coronation in less than 8 weeks' time. And Princess Diana's rock, her close friend, former butler Paul Burrell, has laid down an almighty gauntlet.
Meghan Markle, Hollywood actress turned Duchess turned global headline magnet. But just when you think you've figured her out, the royal rumour mill spins again. And this time, it's Lady Colin Campbell turning up the heat.
To the Duchess, speaking to Closer magazine, Paul said it's likely to be incredibly uncomfortable for them if they attend, particularly Meghan. Are they prepared to face the music? I don't think Meghan's brave or strong enough to be there. She'd have to look in the eyes of a family she's pushed under the bus. I think Harry may come alone. But Lady C, welcome back, and welcome back, Phil. You disagree with Mr. Burrell's take on this?
I certainly do disagree with Burrell's take on this. As far as I'm concerned, he's completely ignored the fact that Meghan Markle is one of the most pushy, bumptious, uppity people it has ever been anybody's displeasure to come across. She has the hide of a rhinoceros. In fact, King Charles called her tungsten for a very good reason. If it is in her financial interest, because the woman is unembarrassable, she has neither scruples, conscience, nor the sensitivity of somebody with either a conscience or scruples. And if it is in her interest to attend financially and in terms of promoting her brand, because this is all we're speaking about, she will attend. And she will brazen it out the way she's brazened everything else out. I don't think that it does anybody any favours ascribing human feelings to somebody who doesn't have them.
Phil Dampier, who are you with on this? Paul Burrell or Lady C?
Yeah, good evening, Dad. Great to see Lady C back in top form, isn't it? Straight away, marvellous, get in there. But, no, I mean, Paul Burrell's, he's got his finger on the pulse a lot of the time, Paul Burrell. He could well be right. But you know what, Dad? I honestly don't think that Harry and Meghan have made up their minds. I think they're in quite a dilemma over this. They do know that, the public are probably going to boo them. They do know that other members of the royal family are probably going to give them the cold shoulder. On the other hand, as Lady C says, they want to be the centre of attention, this massive event where 2 billion people are going to be watching. And I honestly think they are in an absolute conundrum over this. I don't think they quite know themselves yet what they're going to do. And it wouldn't surprise me if they leave this till right to the last moment to make a decision. I mean, they've got 4 choices, haven't they? Harry comes on his own. Harry and Meghan come together. They bring the kids almost as a sort of human shield. I mean, I don't think they'd actually go to the service, but the fact that they brought them over here would count for something. Or they don't come at all. And I don't think they've yet made up their minds. It's just occurred to me what they should do. Ask Gary Lineker.
And do the opposite.
He's the answer to it all.
And do the opposite, I would say. Even Republicans now hitting out at the Duchess of Sussex. Brian Cox, he's an avid SNP supporter, star of the US series Succession. He's now questioned Meghan's motives for marrying into the royal family in the first place, saying there's an ambition there, clearly. So this was an interview with Hort Levine in New York, and he said you can't go into a system where somebody's already been trained to behave in a certain kind of way and then just expect them to cut themselves off. I mean, she knew what she was getting into. So this is fascinating, Lady C, because you'd think someone like Brian Cox would be on the side of Meghan Markle, but not anymore.
Lady Colin isn't shy about her opinions. She calls Meghan, and I quote, a right-wing hustler who'd sell her soul for fame and fortune. That's a fiery claim, even by royal commentary standards. So, what's really behind Meghan's latest moves? According to Lady Colin, it's not about activism or breaking barriers, it's about strategy.
No, I actually have met Mr. Cox, and he's a very decent man. I may not agree with him politically, but he's a decent person, and of course he makes a very valid point. She has entered a world intent on creating havoc. Remember, I'm She-Ra, the rebel princess. And she entered it knowing that she intended to create chaos. She's created chaos. She has done everything in her power to undermine the stability and this continuity of the monarchy. A monarchy is about stability and continuity. It is not about endless change and the marching of hustlers who have decided that it is in their financial interest to pose as a left-winger, when in fact Meghan is the least left-wing person I've ever run across. She's a right-wing hustler. That's what she is, who will sell her soul for money. And have sold the royal family for money.
So Phil Dampier, Lady C there, I guess, suggesting that Meghan Markle's political positions are motivated by what's best for her career. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't take too much of what Brian Cox says seriously on this subject, because he's in favour of abolishing the monarchy, and he said that she was very ambitious. But I think he's got it the wrong way around. He kind of implied, I think, if I've got it right, what he said in the interview, that he thought that she came into it, wanted to sort of rule the roost and be the top princess, and then got fed up with it fairly quickly. But whereas I don't think her heart was ever in it. I think she just used this as a stepping stone. She was able to prey on Harry's insecurities, and fortunately for her, he fell for it, and she convinced him that it was best for him to leave as well. So I think I'm coming from a different point of view. I think she was never intending to stay in the royal family in the first place, and that's where he's got it quite wrong. But he was right to say she was ambitious, but not quite in the same way.
OK, now this is an amazing clash of cultures and stories. Donald Trump has a new book out next month. It's called Letters to Trump. And this is where he's going to publish 150 letters from some of the world's most famous faces, including former presidents, Michael Jackson, and the late Queen and Princess Diana. So Trump was in typically rambunctious form, telling Breitbart News, "I knew them all, and every single one of them kissed my ass." However, Charles Spencer, this is Diana's brother, went into protective mode, posting on Twitter, "Surprised to hear that Donald Trump is apparently claiming that my late sister Diana wanted to kiss his ass, since the one time she mentioned him to me when he was using her good name to sell some real estate in New York, she clearly viewed him as worse than an anal fissure." Lady C, oh my goodness. Do you think the Donald and Diana got on?
Well, I seem to recall in my book, The Real Diana, I pointed out that she despised him. I mean, I did write it about 30 years ago, or nearly 30 years ago, and however long ago, ages ago. But I do know as a fact that she couldn't stand him, and she herself said she couldn't stand him. You know, so and also it's very tasteless of any former president to use language like that and to characterize what is actually polite exchanges on a governmental level. I mean, the language alone, it's so inelegant, you know, it says an awful lot about Trump as a human being. I mean, I have nothing against some of his political achievements. In fact, I was very pro the fact that he was anti-war, and I was pro the fact that he was pro the economy. But, you know, his language is reprehensible. It is tasteless and undignified.
Phil, what about...
And untrue, by the way. Because neither the Queen nor Diana kissed his anything.
No, that's true. But what about the reaction from Charles Spencer, Phil? Because that wasn't exactly dignified. Yeah, exactly. It was a bit too much.
Bottoms from Trump and bottoms from Spencer. We could do without it, really, couldn't we? No, I think he's barking up the wrong tree. I don't think Diana would ever fancy Donald Trump. I don't think he was her type. Of course, she had been an affair with John F. Kennedy Jr., we believe, and I think she was more excited. The one thing I will say is that I'm fascinated to see some of these letters. I mean, it could be quite interesting.
Oh, yeah, I want to read them. I want to read them.
No doubt about it. His affection for the Queen was genuine. I mean, I think meeting the Queen and having that state visit was possibly the highlight of his presidency. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
She alleges Meghan's political stances shift with the wind, all calculated to capture maximum attention and power. Forget the woke image. Lady Collins says Meghan's aligning herself with controversial figures and causes, not out of conviction but for branding. Every headline, every speech, it's all a move on her personal chessboard. But here's where it gets spicy. Lady Collins claims Meghan's not afraid to flip to the right, even if it means ditching her old progressive allies, just to broaden her appeal and bank more influence. As always, Lady Collins' words light up royal watchers everywhere. Some say she's exposing the truth others won't touch. Others think she's just stirring the pot. Me, I think it's clear Meghan Markle's legacy is more complicated and controversial than ever. So what do you believe? Is Meghan playing a master game for fame and fortune, or is Lady Colin painting her with the wrong brush? Drop your thoughts below, because in the world of royalty, nothing is ever as simple as it seems.